In this video, I'm going to go over the My Plan application. So My Plan is essentially where you're going to be doing most of your lab ordering. I'm starting out on this page just to show you all the different ways that you can get in there. One of the either good or bad things, depending on your perspective with NextGen, is that you can often do the same thing multiple different ways, which sometimes leads to confusion. I'm not certain if there is an optimally efficient way. It's just what works best for you. This screen may look a little different format-wise than yours, and that's partly because I have changed the layout on my screen by putting the vital signs at the top and then my assessment and plan underneath. I find visually this just helps me be a little more efficient because this is usually the section that I need to act on. So if I'm popping back and forth in the chart, this is always at the top and I don't have to scroll. I did a previous video on screen management and that can show you how to move these around. But as you can see from here, right here you've got My Plan available. Right here you've got My Plan available, and if you hover over the nav bar, you've got My Plan there. All three take you to the same place, doesn't matter which one you use, just letting you know they're all there. So when you go to My Plan, it pulls in your day's assessments. You could also, if you were just putting the assessments in, you don't necessarily have to go to Save and Close and then go back. You could essentially put these in, go right up here, click to My Plan. It will launch with these listed. Now, as you can see, there's nothing under labs right now, but that's because the computer isn't smart enough to know which one you're thinking about. So you have to tell it which diagnosis you want to deal with first. So let's say we're going to order up some labs for diabetes. Highlight that, and there we go. Now we get a whole set of lab orders we can do. Now, you do have the ability to make modifications to your own order set. So if you have a particular way or a particular lab that you like to order, you can make that modification. Simply the way you do it, click on this, click on See All, and then you can simply start typing. Let's say you always like to get a TSH with your diabetics. So you start typing. Now, if there is a long pause between typing, so if I do T and then wait and then do S, it does that. So you sort of have to have the letters pretty quick together. But then it's got TSH. Click OK, and you can see now it changed this here. Now, that's great for this time, but if you wanted it to stay that way every single time, you go up here and click on Save Order Sets. Now, you guys may have noticed with using these, sometimes Save Order Set is available and sometimes it's not. And where you need to look next, if that's the case, is right here in the diagnosis group. If this is blank, then that means that basically the computer doesn't know how to save this. Now we can actually make a diagnosis group for you. So if you find that you have diagnoses that you're regularly ordering labs on and every single time you're having to go over here and assign another lab and another lab, we can always make a diagnosis group so that you don't have to repetitively do that over and over again. One of the other quirks about this page is that unfortunately quite a bit of it we just can't use. So as most of you've probably realized, these sections right here don't really tie in as well. So if we want to do an office procedure or any of that stuff, we really need to order it from the top bar here. You can do the instructions here if you'd like, and that's sort of a matter of preference. You also can do additional order sets. So let's say that you had filled up all 6 of these and you still wanted more labs. Click on this, lab order, and then from there you can start again ordering labs up. So it will keep growing that out. You can also do a follow-up visit. So once you've highlighted, let's say, all right, we're going to CMP, this, and a microalbumin, go to place your order, and then always make sure you give it somebody to go to, and then you hit OK, and it will go to her. Now, I don't want to send my MA this because this is a test patient, and she'll look cross-eyed at me. But anyway, that's how you do that. And then once you've placed the order, I may have sent it to her anyway. Anyhow, you will then see that these are now listed here. You may or may not have paid attention. This used to be blue. It'll turn purple once you've actually placed an order in it. So if there's ever any question, how crap, did I order that or did I not, you can just click on this and see if it's in the queue or not. And that pretty well hits on the usability part for the most part of My Plan. Thanks.